Hello to all. My name is Melinda, and welcome to Universe Lovers. We're gonna jump just straight into this pedicure, and this is a long overdue pedicure. I mean, like a month and a half. It doesn't look as bad here, but let me tell you, these toenails were like claws. So I had to cut them down until I got the energy or figured out when I wanted to do my nails. And today was that day. First step is removing the gel polish. Now this has a layer of black and then chrome and then top coat and then top coat again. So it's pretty thick, but I made sure to not make it overly thick because I find that whenever I do gel polish, especially on my toes, it has to be done very thin. If not, as the nail starts to grow, and I noticed this big time, it just is just like it puts weight on your natural toenails. So I make sure to do layers that are thin and that are comfortable. But at this point, my toenails were not comfortable. Like, they were so long and they were bothering me, and they just needed to be taken care of. So I took out the time to just remove the gel polish, which just by taking that off was like a big weight taken off of my toenails. As weird as it sounds, gel polish can sometimes, you can feel it, just like if you wore makeup. As for this bit, I'm not quite sure of the name of it. It came in a kit, and I just found that it was great to take off gel polish. But you do have to be careful with it because it can leave indentations in your nail. Once I remove the gel polish, the next step is to shape the nails. So I am filing and shaping the nails the way I like them. And I'm always, at this point, they grow out a little bit wider, and I like to just make them more narrow so that way they look more fitted and more to my liking. And when it comes to natural nails, I like to use a 180 grit nail file, which is perfect for natural nails. When it comes to filing, I'm a little more rough because it's my feet. And I did have, like, since the nail was so long, I did have like the grow out gave me a little bit of an ingrown. That's really why I rushed to do this pedicure, because if not, it would have just been like that forever. Just kidding, but not kidding. I'm quickly just going in with my cuticle nippers to just cut the sides of the nails because that's where I had a lot of excess skin and overgrown nail. And then I'm just cleaning it off with some alcohol, and then I'm pushing back my cuticle with my cuticle pusher. I like to make sure that the nail's super clean because I'm very particular when it comes to my feet, and because it has been over a month and a half, there is a lot of cuticle on my nail plate. So I'm just making sure to push that back and then start the process with removing the cuticle. So I'm using this needle bit. I'm not sure the name of it. A lot of the stuff that I buy is in kits, so I really should actually like take time out to figure out what these bits are called. But for the most part, this bit is really good for just getting deep and under where the cuticle kind of hides. And this process seems a little scary at first, but I'm getting the works of it, and it's working out to be one of my new favorite bits. Listen, in this nail journey, as I become a nail technician, I've learned a lot. But I also know that I need to learn more and also relearn things. So I have enlisted myself in a nail school here in Cali, Colombia, where I'm just gonna relearn the things that I maybe forgot, the terminology, the name of the tools that I'm using, all these great things, so that I can give you the best information and the proper information so that I can learn myself and then share that, that experience and the proper way of doing things and naming things so that we can become more educated in this nail field. As you've seen in the previous, I used a bit that always helps me to remove the cuticle the most simplest and easiest way, and without any pain. I then jump into my cuticle nipper to just cut off that cuticle that needed to be removed in order for my gel polish to apply neatly and last longer. Another reason why you want to remove the cuticle, and not everybody has to remove the cuticle, but in order for the gel polish to lay nicely on the nail without looking clumpy or bumpy, the cuticle should be taken off. And there's many ways to do it. You can do it with nippers, you can do it with a bit, but it just transforms the whole look. It is the icing on the cake. So you do want to, if you choose to, remove the cuticle. That way your gel application is flawless. Not everyone needs their cuticle removed because a lot of people don't grow a lot of cuticle. Hashtag blessed. Now we're jumping into the next step. We are applying our base coat because now our nail plate is clean and we're going to jump into gel polish application. And we always start that with our base coat, which is our foundation and what's going to allow the gel polish to stick. Now this toenail, I cracked it and I didn't want to have the off look where one toenail looks super short and the rest of them are long. So actually I just used my base coat to just seal it, and I put a little bit under it and then I cured it, and that way the toenail lasts. Like to this day, that toenail's still on, so it works. Next step is applying the base color. And I chose a flesh tone color. I'm going to be doing a French on my toenails. So I want it to look very natural and the focal point to be on the design. Now I want that flesh tone color to just be more pigmented. So that's when I go in with a second coat so that it has that nice little pinky, peachy tone and just enhances the nail a lot more. My toes were looking extra dry, so I just quickly applied some cuticle oil. And the color of choice that I chose to do my French is like a crystal teal. And as I started painting the French on, I was like, ooh, this is very Princess Jasmine like. So I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. So I just designed the French on each one of my toenails using one of my long-haired brushes, just freestyling it. I know there's a technique for the French, but at this point I just wanted my toenails done and I wanted to film it, and I wanted to show you guys that like perfection's not everything. Since this color is so pigmented, I didn't have to go in with a second coat. Now here, instead of applying a shiny top coat, instead I'm using a matte top coat. Now the reason I'm applying matte top coat is because I am going to be using an Aurora chrome powder, and if I would have put a shiny top coat over the whole toenail, then when I applied the chrome powder it was going to stick onto the whole toenail. Unlike if I applied the matte top coat and then only put the shiny top coat on the French, then it will only stick to where there is a shiny top coat. Chrome powders will not stick onto a matte top coat. Once I apply my Aurora chrome powder, then I go in with a shiny top coat and I apply that only to the area where I drew on the French. And I do that with every other toenail. So I apply that shiny top coat, cure it for 45 seconds, then apply the Aurora chrome powder and then seal it only on the free edge, only where the French is at, with my shiny top coat. The key with these chrome powders is to not do a full cure. You want to make sure that you do it for about 45 seconds, maybe even a little bit less. Now I see people using alcohol as a hack for your chrome powders to stick on, and I'm going to give that a try. I'll let you know how that works out. There's some new beautiful art gels that I bought that are glitter, and I thought these would be a perfect accent to my French and brings along the whole Princess Jasmine theme. Now I applied some of my nail glue and I then cured it, and now I'm just brushing off whatever chrome powder was stuck onto my nails with some alcohol, and then following up with some cuticle oil to moisturize the cuticle. Don't go nowhere without no cuticle oil after doing your toes. It is like the key potion to just rehydrating and showing love to that cuticle. And here it is. The moisturized Princess Jasmine, a whole new world. That's what my feet felt like. My toes are like, oh, thank you. Oh yeah, real quick, I had to pull off those little toe hairs because they were not giving. I was like, you're in my way, you need to go that way. And yes guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I hope you learned something new, and don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, comment. I even fixed a nail on this. Like, what? Say what? Yes, these feet are looking good, girl. So good.